I'm sorry, guys. I get really nervous. Okay. Low-income renters in the U.S. face a shortage of 7.3 million affordable and available rental homes, resulting in only 34 affordable and available homes for every 100 low-income renters households. States the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, published in 2024. Hi, my name is Keena Kearney, and I will be speaking about the national housing crisis within the United States. Can you imagine working 40 hours a week and still not having a home to go back to? Now adding children to that picture. Having a safe and affordable home is a basic human right and necessity, but for millions of Americans, it is out of reach. I will be persuading you that affordable housing is a basic human right. I will be speaking about the growing housing crisis in America, who it impacts, and the solution to the housing crisis. However, others argue that the government should not interfere in the housing market. The growing housing crisis in the United States. Rent prices continue to rise and wages remain the same. Many people are working full-time, sometimes even 2 jobs, yet they still cannot afford rent. The average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in many cities within the U.S. has increased by 25% in the past few years, but the wages have barely mimicked that. There's a major shortage in affordable units. Homelessness and instability are rising, and families who can't find affordable rent are forced to move with other family members like relatives, or in worst case scenarios experience homelessness. This instability affects their ability to work, attend school, and maintain good health. Now that we understand the scale of this crisis, let's talk about who is being affected the most. The housing crisis affects more than people may think. Low and moderate income households are often working families earning just enough to survive, but not enough to get ahead. Many spend more than half of their paycheck on rent and childcare or transportation. Minorities and marginalized groups like Black and Hispanics households are disproportionately affected by housing shortages and discriminatory lending practices. Historic redlining and unequal access to home loans continue to create barriers that keep families of color from achieving stability and generational wealth. The broader community. Even if someone isn't directly struggling with paying the rent, the effects are crippling. High housing costs drives up living expenses, reducing workforce availability and strain to social services. If this crisis touches nearly every part of society, then finding real solutions isn't just important, it's urgent. There are real and achievable solutions that start at every level: the government, community, and individuals. Government support and funding is very important. Increasing funding for programs like Section 8 housing, rental assistance, and affordable development incentives can have a major impact. Policies and practices that prioritize low-income housing, constructions, and tax credits for developers. Voting is imperative. Vote for public officials and policies that prioritize housing that is affordable. Voting is one of the strongest tools and the easiest. Supporting your community-based organizations. Nonprofits such as Habitats for Humanity of the Greater Pittsburgh homes resources and educations to families, and even in small acts like donating time, money, or spreading awareness makes a huge difference. Of course, not everyone agrees on how to fix this issue. Others argue that the government should not interfere in the housing market. I want you to be a part of the solution today. Click the link below and volunteer to donate your time or just $5 to Habitats of Humanity of the Greater Pittsburgh to help the housing crisis within Pittsburgh. In conclusion, the growing housing crisis in America affects millions of families and communities, while some argue the government shouldn't interfere. Collective action in policy and reform are essential to ensure everyone has access to a safe and affordable home. Is that it?